So this video is all about other useful tools that you can use in Google Docs. So different jobs and academic applications may have word count limits, and Google Docs has a really useful tool where you can check the number of words that are in your document. And Google Docs also has a tool that will check for any grammar errors. So to check for word counts, you can look at this upper left hand corner, and there should be something called tools. So if you click that, a menu should pop up, and from this menu, click word count, and something like this should pop up. And as you can see, it tells us how many pages we have, how many words we have, how many characters, and characters excluding spaces. So words are just how many words we have in the document. So because we typed out other useful tools, that is 3 words. Characters are anything that will move the space, this little cursor. So any spaces, any punctuation, any letters, anything that moves the line that is right here that you can see. And then characters excluding spaces are everything like letters and punctuation except for spaces. So this is really useful because different job applications and academic applications will have word limits, such as only 250 words. So you can check to make sure that you aren't going over the word limit by seeing how many words you have typed out so far, or there might be character limits in your applications where they say a limit of 1,000 characters. So again, you can look to make sure that you're not going over the 1,000 character limit. So another useful thing that we can do in Google Docs is spelling and grammar check. So Google Docs should be automatically making spelling and grammar checks and suggestions. However, if you want to go check for additional errors, or if the tools don't seem to be working, go through these particular steps. So click tools again, and then from the drop down menu, the little menu that pops up, hover over spelling and grammar, and then you should go over and click spelling and grammar check to check for any errors. So right now it says our document looks good, but let me show you what a spelling error would look like. So a spelling error would be, hello, I have many. So right now we have 2 errors popped up. So this red squiggly line is saying it's a spelling error. So if you click on it, Google Docs will give you a suggestion. And if you click on the suggestion, it will correct it for you. And then we also have a grammar error where you can see it's the blue squiggly line. So if you click that, Google Docs will also pull up a suggestion to fix your grammar for you. And now you have a grammatically correct and words that are spelled correctly sentence. And let's go back and make it with all of our errors. So if you click tools and go back to spelling and grammar and then spelling and grammar check, now it will tell you that you have some suggestions. So you can click accept to accept the suggestion, and then there's another suggestion, so we can click accept to correct all of our errors. And so now it says our document looks good. So that is all about spelling and grammar checks along with word counts. There are other shortcuts and useful tools that you can use for Google Docs that can make your experience even easier. So say you want to copy something. So if you want to make a copy of something, you just click and drag and then right click with your mouse and then click copy, which is the second option. And then if you want to say paste it all the way down at the middle of the document, you can right click again and click the third option, which is paste. If you ever want to undo an action, go to the top left corner and click the back arrow. And so now we're undoing all of these spaces that we made. But if you go too far back and you want to go forward again, then you can click this forward arrow, redo, and now it'll go to the step that you just undid. So those are all of the useful tools that we have in Google Docs, such as word count, spelling and grammar check, and different shortcuts. So finally, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is version history. So because Google Docs automatically saves your work without you having to click anything, previous versions or types of the document can still be accessed, so you can actually still open them. So at the top of the screen in the middle area, there should be something that is underlined in gray that tells you when your last edit was. So if you click on this, it will pull up all of the versions of this document that you've made in the past. And so at the right of the screen, you should be able to see all of the previous versions and their dates. So you can see on March 29th at 3:08 p.m., we had a blank document. And then at March 29th at 3:30 p.m., we have this document that has other useful tools on it. And whatever you added in the past that isn't on this document anymore will be in green. So if you want to restore or bring back a previous document, you can click on these three dots next to the date. And if you click on that, you can either name this version or make a copy. So if you make a copy, you can restore the version that you had previously. So we can click make a copy and we can name it and click OK. And now a new copy of our previous version is here. Or if you just want to name this so you have different options, you can name it as copy. And now this version is called copy. So those are a little bit about the useful tools that we have on Google Docs, and I hope this was helpful.